I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my new subscribers. And also, if you are new here and have never been here before, welcome to you. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm bringing you the energy of the winter solstice, which of course happens on the 21st of December. And it's just actually a couple of days before the new moon in Capricorn. So there's quite similar energies, but it's almost like we're being given a double opportunity to set new intentions and goals. But I will explain. First of all, you might notice I have a different lamp in the corner. That's because my lovely Turkish lamp fell down. It's okay, but the bulb is broken, so I've got to sort it out, unscrew it and all of that stuff and fix a new bulb in it. And it might go back here or it might go somewhere else. I think it's not very safe where it's been balancing, so maybe not. But anyway, so let's look at this winter solstice. And I know that certain parts of the world are experiencing very much winter weather, and namely the United Kingdom, because they have had a lot of snow in most parts of the country. So I'm not going to give a weather forecast for the United Kingdom. What I am going to give is the cosmological weather forecast for the astrology of now. So this year's winter solstice heralds the sun's entry into Capricorn, and it comes just 2 days before the new moon in Capricorn. So as I said, we're kind of getting two opportunities for sowing those seeds for our new ideas and plans. It's interesting really because the solstice, which of course means that the earth is at that point where it's going to start tipping on its axis. So it starts moving back towards summer, which I always find really interesting because here we are in the depths of winter. Although I have to say in Gozo, Malta, it's not very wintry. In fact, it's still pretty warm and we have temperatures of like 20 degrees, 23 degrees. Extraordinary, but there we go. But it's that time of year when we start tipping back towards, or forward shall we say, towards summer and the spring equinox. So, but this particular solstice really does highlight some interesting astrological energies, which we can use constructively as we look forwards and plan the next 3 months that take us up to the spring equinox. First of all, the pagans celebrated Yuletide at this time of year, and they saw it as a time of transformation and rebirth. And it's interesting because these various festivals, because there's another one I'm going to tell you about, apart from Christmas, but they all came at this kind of midwinter point. And there was very much a sense of the ancient civilizations. They followed the rhythms of the planet. They followed the rhythms and the cycles of the weather because that is how they survived. So there's another interesting festival that is celebrated at this time, which came courtesy of the Romans. And it's the festival of Saturnalia. And this was in honor of the god Saturn. And they celebrated with feasts and wine and wonderful food. And this really made me think, actually, because when I looked it up, they celebrate and they have role reversals. What do they actually do with these role reversals? Is that the husband pretends he's the wife and the wife is the husband, or the servant the master and the master the servant. I shall have to do a little bit more research. If anyone knows, let me know. But I just found that quite interesting. But it's interesting because Saturnalia, which lasted from December the 17th until the 23rd, was actually seen as kind of the original Thanksgiving. So because it was like we've got through this part, the first part of the winter. Now we can celebrate as we head towards spring. So it was to appease the gods, to thank the gods, and to celebrate life. So there's a sense with this particular solstice event on the 21st of December, as if the chart shows us there's a sense that the cosmos is preparing us for some of the major astrological changes that we're going to experience in 2023. But how is the energy of this winter solstice going to affect the planet? Well, the chart has a lot of mutability in it, and that brings flexibility into the actions of people. And it also shows us that the moon, that in the event chart is in Sagittarius, is opposing retrograde Mars in Gemini. And there's a sense of, with this energy, that we need to move on from whatever was being highlighted by the recent full moon in Gemini. So think back to what was unfolding for you around that full moon, and indeed in the world in general, and that we really need to move on. That is done. What's done is done. It's now time to move forward. And I think with regard to the world, we will be seeing a softening approach in general negotiations, which various governments and countries are having to kind of initiate at this time. Now, Jupiter, my wonderful planet of expansion, luck, opportunity, is newly arrived in Aries at this time. And I'm doing a separate heads up for Jupiter's movement into Aries, which will be out on the 20th of December, which is the date it actually moves into Aries. But there's something about the symbolism of this, because Jupiter is at the beginning now of the whole astrological zodiac wheel. So there's a determination to move forward in the world in general with the potential solutions that we can find to exit from stalemate situations. Now, Mercury, our planet of communication, is widely conjunct with Pluto, our planet of transformation in Capricorn, and Venus, our planet of love and relationship, but also of money and value, is widely conjunct both of them. So they're all hand in hand in Capricorn. And I think what this means, because Capricorn is quite a tough sign, they say it how it is. So there's a sense that there will be tough talk as, warring factions try to reach resolutions. And this could equally apply to what we're seeing with Ukraine, but also with deadlock situations that we've got with the striking workers in the UK, because they are desperately trying to make their case to the UK government. We've also seen, and although the news channels have gone quiet on it, there is still a lot of rebellious kind of action and talk in Iran. And I think that many of the kind of world's governments are beginning to kind of bow under the weight of the surge of public opinion in whatever country they're in, that are just begging for reason, rational thinking, and change to bring things in line with where the planet is moving towards in 2023. So how is this energy going to affect you personally? Well, Jupiter, as I said, is in Aries, right at the beginning degree. Now, in this event chart, it's squaring. That's challenging. The Sun in Capricorn. And it kind of evokes an image of locked horns. So you might need to think about how you can soften any delicate situations with loved ones. Because there's a wonderful opportunity for relationship healing because Chiron, our wounded healer, our asteroid of wounds and healing, and just kind of that wonderful sense of sending those wonderful healing energies out. It's making a lovely trine to the moon. And because Uranus, our planet of the unexpected, still retrograde in Taurus, is also trining both Venus, relationship, value, and Mercury, communication, in Capricorn, there's a sense that spontaneous decisions to connect with friends or loved ones at a distance pays off. So if there have been any kind of feelings of drifting apart from people you care about, friends, I think this time of year really brings up for us that sense of, gosh, I haven't been in touch with, my school friend from 20 years ago, or whoever it might be, and I really should try and maintain some kind of connection. That this particular solstice energy is inviting that and encouraging that. But what are the Feast of Saturnalia for all of us? Well, just because we're all having to tighten our money belts doesn't mean we can't have fun. And I think we just have to use some of the spontaneous and innovative ideas that Uranus can provide to make sure we all feel entertained and looked after this season. So, my final thoughts. Well, we're certainly living in interesting times. And more often than not, pretty challenging times. So if we look at these challenges in a different way and see them as golden opportunities from Saturn, Saturnalia, our teacher of the cosmos, then we can allow the psychological and spiritual growth that we all need, which enables us to work with the cosmic energies and not be their victim. And I just think that's incredibly important. I say this quite often, and I say it in particular to clients, that the cosmos almost presents a kind of neutral energy. And it's what we do with that energy. It's only when we really step out of line that the cosmos will step in with a potentially dramatic event or situation to kind of try and wake us up, saying, hello, hey, you're not looking at this, you should be going that way. And it's up to us how we work with it. But it's also about knowing where these energies are operating in our own particular natal chart. Because once we have a really good sense of that, then we can think, okay, I should really be focusing my energies on, say, my children, or on my loved one, or on my career. It just depends where these energies fall in your chart. Now, for this particular winter solstice, I'm not going to go through each individual sign this time. Because we're so close to the new moon, it actually means, and because it's all Capricorn, it's going to be pretty much the same. So go to my new moon in Capricorn video, and there you will have all the 12 zodiac signs after the overview and the areas of your life that you can expect the energies of the new kind of seed sowing that you can do with the solstice and the new moon. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me for this update on the winter solstice. And please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.